It did actually make landfall earlier today over towards Freeport at around 1 p.m. And as we push into the next couple of days, it's going to continue to bring us a lot of that heavy rainfall. And really our main concern when it does come to this tropical storm will be the threat of that heavy rain, which could lead to some flash flooding across parts of the area. So let's go ahead and let's start taking a closer look at Imelda right now. So you can see it is now inland. So you can see it's just rolled over the Freeport area. A little bit of a closer look here. It's rolling right now to the north at around 7 miles per hour with max wind speeds of 40 miles per hour. And as we head into the next few days, it looks like it will continue to roll over to the north as we push into Wednesday. It still should be in our area. And then as we head into Thursday night as well as going into Friday, that's when it should start to make its way up into North Texas. But either way, this is going to continue to bring us a lot of heavy rain over the next few days. And also, speaking of tropical storm, we do have a tropical storm warning that is going in effect. It's been in effect throughout the day today, and it's for Sargent as well as over towards Port Bolivar. So all along that coastline right in there. So here's a closer look at what we are expecting, kind of to break it down for you. So now through Thursday, that's when we are watching for this big event. What we are expecting, we could see a couple or even 3 rounds of heavy, possibly some training storms. 6 to 12 inches of rainfall going to be possible across much of the area, and in some areas, in some isolated spots, it's possible we could be looking at 20 inches or even over that. So we could be looking at some street flooding. That's really going to be our main concern. And we're really going to be watching those creeks and those bayous as we head into the next couple of days. So we're going to be watching these very, very closely. We've been watching them all day today. And actually a couple of areas today already seeing over 3 inches of rainfall just from the rain we have seen this morning. And closer to the coast, we could be looking at rain totals even higher than that, closer to 4 inches. So here's a closer look at how much rain you can kind of expect to see here. Now this is an estimated rainfall. So you can see where you're seeing more of those oranges and yellows. That's where we're looking at the chance for some of the heavier rainfall accumulations to occur. So that's where we could see between 6 to 12 inches. And yes, that does include the Houston area. Now outside of that, as we head further over to the east and further off to the west, we should see rain amounts go down a bit, but with that being said, still could see 1 to 4 inches over towards Columbus as well as over towards College Station, and isolated amounts over 20 inches will also be possible. And that is actually why we do this flash flood watch. It started today and it will go through tomorrow through 1 p.m. Now, don't let this fool you, because we're not going to be done after 1 p.m. We still could continue to see the chance for some flash flooding heading into Wednesday as well as going into Thursday. What they're going to do after this point, though, is they're going to kind of reconfigure it. Because we're going to start to see that tropical storm eventually move up to the north, that could change where the watch actually goes out for. So some of our northern counties that aren't in the watch right now, you could actually be added. Some of our southern counties, it's possible you could get taken out. So that's something we will be watching right there. So here's a closer look at our timing. And basically what I'm showing you here is just kind of showing you for the next few days, it's just going to continue. We're going to continue to see that rainfall. So you can see this is at 6 p.m. So we are looking at rainfall even right now. We'll take a closer look at exactly what we are seeing right now in just a moment, but that's at 7. So you can see as you head out, maybe head home, you're going to have some issues there. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, commute time also could be kind of bad. Looking at, it's showing some rain over Houston, so showing some heavier rainfall down near the coast. So commute time in the morning, you're going to give yourself some extra time because 1, your visibility could be reduced, but also you could be looking at the threat for some flooding, which may get in the way of you getting to work on time. Then Wednesday at 6 p.m., you can see it continues during the day. And then as we head into Thursday, you can see continuing to have that rain chance. Same thing as we head into Thursday night. We should start to see this rain start to taper off as we head into Friday. Still going to have that chance of rainfall, though. It's just not going to be quite as high as what we are expecting over the next couple of days. So I'm going to pop it back over here. So here's a current look at what we are seeing out on our radar. So you can see, that counterclockwise motion, and we're seeing all of that moisture being pumped in right now from the Gulf. So I'm going to take a little bit of a closer view on that to show you where some of the heaviest rainfall coming in right now. So you can see over Missouri City, we are starting to see some heavy rainfall over towards Lake Jackson. We also have an advisory out. I'm going to pop that up too real quick right here. It does include League City, and it goes until 5:15. So that's a flood advisory. So not a flood warning, but it is an advisory. and then also down towards Galveston, as well as over towards San Luis Pass, also looking at another advisory there. So we do have a few advisories that are already out for the area. So I'm going to show you what Galveston looks like right now. So there's a wider view of the seawall. You can see the surf definitely picking up there. Also seeing some of that rainfall coming down, but right now looks pretty good. Just you can see it's looking pretty messy. Not really the best beach days as we head into the next few days. We could be looking at some flooding, especially near the coastal areas as we head into tomorrow, as well as going into Thursday. So that's a closer look at Galveston. And here's a looking towards downtown. So we are seeing some of that light rainfall right now coming down in Houston. And really, I would say into the overnight hours, as well as going into tomorrow morning, that's when we could start to see even more heavy rainfall come down. So that's when we could be looking at some possibilities for some flooding. So I'm going to pop this back up really quick. Here we go. Let's see if I can get you another look. But there you go. That's kind of a look right now at that flash flood watch. I'm going to pull up Doppler one more time for y'all too, so you can get a closer view of what we are seeing. But again, we are continuing to track this. We'll be tracking this for the next really 3 days, all the way through Thursday is really when we are expecting that main time frame to come into play. You can see that swirling right now into the southern parts of the area. It does include parts of Harris County right now. You can see some of the heavier rainfall down near Missouri City, as well as over towards Angleton and down even towards Freeport. I'm going to zoom out a little bit further and pull you down a little bit closer to give you a better view. So you can see over towards Lake Jackson, looking at some of that heavy rain. And if we even just look at the accumulation over the last 12 hours, here's some of our accumulation numbers. Now this is radar estimated. We have seen some numbers coming over 3 inches already. You can see this is 3.2, and that's in southern Harris County, 2.5, down near Galveston, 2.2. and 2.4. So I would say in these areas where we have seen rainfall during the day today, there's a good chance you've already picked up over 3 inches of rain. I'm going to give you another look at Tropical Storm Imelda right here. So again, it did make landfall. It made landfall at 1 p.m. right near Freeport, right now coming in with max wind speeds of 40 miles per hour, moving to the north at 7 miles per hour. And I've also had some people asking me, why is this moving so slow? What are we getting? Well, actually, just to the north of us, we have this large ridge over us, and that ridge is actually not really allowing this system to lift faster up to the north. So that's what's keeping it moving very slowly through this area. So that's kind of an overview of what we have going on currently across the area. We will be watching this, and really it's one of those things that you can kind of prepare for over the next few days. The main threat with this system, the threat for that flash flooding. So if you're out driving, make sure you're taking it slow. Your visibility could be reduced. And like we always say, make sure you turn around, don't drown. If you can't see the bottom, if you cannot see the road, just go ahead and try to turn around if you can. That's really going to be your best bet there. And we will continue to update you on all of this activity as we push into the next few days. Y'all stay safe.